Welcome to episode 428 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from thegeeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Okay, we're back for movie TV podcast.
Yeah.
What we've been watching. Stuart, what have you been watching?
Some stuff. I've been watching some stuff. And I just realized just now I didn't have any of the images set up. So I still have things set up for
I see. Yeah.
last time. So what have I been watching? Well, something I've just kind of been having on in the background a lot. And just as a background show that I've watched before.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Resize. Come on. Resize. Why are you not resizing? Leverage. Yeah, I've been watching Leverage. It's actually free on IMDb TV, and then there's like I think there's 5 seasons of the show, right?
Yeah, 5 seasons, I believe.
And then Amazon brought the show back for a season. So Amazon has like their own like Leverage Redemption or something like that. I've not gotten to that. I've like just started season 3.
It's only on IMDb TV, the Leverage Redemption.
Oh, it is. I thought it was on Prime.
You can watch it through Prime using Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I've been watching it. But I thought it was a Prime only show. Okay, it's IMDb TV original.
So there's commercials. Yeah.
Yeah. Free with ads.
Yeah.
So, I've seen the show before. I've seen it a couple of times. But Leverage is a good show. It's a good show. It's a good one to have on the background. It's 5 criminals. Well, 4 criminals and a insurance guy. They do bad stuff to bad people for the good people and give people their money's back.
Modern day Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's Robin Hood basically. You got the hacker, you got the thief, you got the grifter, you got the hitter, and then the mastermind. And I'll tell you something that's really fucking annoying about this show. The relationship between Ford and Sophie. That's just, could they not? Like it's a will they won't they kind of a thing, but it's done in like the worst way. Like in season 2, Sophie left because the actress got pregnant. So what they did, she was away doing other things. And they had just kind of where the characters would call her and they would, show clips of her, but only from like, the chest up kind of a thing. Don't show the belly because the baby. And it was the whole thing like she left because it was, again, a whole will they won't they kind of a thing, but like it was Ford because he wasn't emotionally available, and then he was, but Sophie wasn't, and then she left, and all the characters are calling her saying, you know, we need you back, we need you back, we need you back. Even Ford was calling her, we need you back, we need you back. And she's like going, no, I'm not coming back because you haven't told me. You don't, because you have yet to tell me you need me. Yes, he has.
I mean,
he's told, but like they could have written that better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They could have written that a way better.
In fairness, though, all the will they won't they from even the best TV shows are frustrating as hell.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And don't make sense. Like, you know, we talked about the Friends, you know, when they did the Friends reunion, they all agreed that, yeah, they were on a break. Like all the whole cast agreed about that, you know. Just an example there, you know, of a acclaimed TV show that did the will they won't they
for a very long time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing is like you tune in to see, you know, just to see what happens from the frustration. But yeah, I don't think a will they won't they is not frustrating. Like, or I don't think there is a will they won't they that isn't frustrating. I think they all are.
And then it's known to when they do, ratings tank.
Yeah.
Because, you know, look at shows like Frasier. Trying to think of another one. Chuck. That show went downhill when those two finally got together. There are many examples, but yeah. I don't know why Frasier was the one that was the first one to come to my mind, but
yeah, it's an interesting one.
I mean, yeah. I've seen a lot of Frasier, but why was that the first one? But yeah, it's basically you know what's great about heist movies? Well, you get that every episode, so
yeah. And they have the setup line.
Yeah.
That they say before every heist.
Let's go steal ourselves let's go steal ourselves a ballpark. Let's go steal ourselves a jury. Let's go steal ourselves a you know.
Yeah. And they totally make fun of that in Redemption.
Oh, they do.
Which I've been watching.
Oh, you have? Is that actually the show you were going to bring?
Yeah, that's the.
What? This is the first time this has happened where we've both watched the same show, without telling each other.
I mean, I had a feeling when you said I've been watching something on IMDb TV as well. I'm like,
I mean, there's tons of stuff on IMDb TV. I've watched other things on IMDb TV.
There is, but I never did really watch because ads. I don't like the ads.
Yeah.
Wish there was a way to get around that, but yeah, they totally make fun of it, you know, to the point where like the new guy they have in the show, he's just like, so is this a thing y'all do? Like, they totally break the fourth wall. But yeah, it's more if you like Leverage, then you're gonna like Leverage Redemption. It's more of the same.
Oh yeah, kind of figured.
Minus what's his name? Ford. But the rest of the cast is there. I've watched a few episodes so far, and it's enjoyable. I like it. It's you know, like I said, it's more of the same. It's, you know, there's some new stuff because technology is a lot newer, of course.
Sure.
Than when this came out 10 years ago.
Let me see. Season
9 years ago.
I don't want to play season 1. I want to.
Yeah, the last episode was really the last episode aired on Christmas. That seems a bit weird, but
Yeah, '08 was the first season. And
yeah, 2012
2012.
was the last. So yeah, better part of a decade, yeah, later. So, but it's still got the same, all the characters except Ford, of course, like I said. But and it's interesting. They've got the same dynamic with each other, which is nice after that long,
Sure.
doing other stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
I've seen many of the other actors in other things besides the dude who plays Elliot, Christian Kane. I've seen him in a lot of different things. I've not necessarily watched him in all those things, but I've seen he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, honestly, I cannot tell you anything that any one of these other people have been in. There are like the villains and stuff, those I've seen in other things. Um,
Yeah, the guy who plays Elliot, Christian Kane, he was in that show, The Librarians, which I watched the first season of that. That was a all right show. That went on for 5 years. Wow. But yeah, that long without acting, with each other, and they still seem to have the same chemistry and the quips between them. It's pretty good. So yeah,
yeah.
it's still airing. I don't think it's fully out. The Leverage Redemption.
But I've got to figure out how to navigate this new IMDb. I'm not used to it yet.
Oh, maybe they're releasing it into 2 parts.
Looks like it because there's 16 episodes and the last 7.
8 of them came out on the first day.
Yeah, in the next 7.
July 9th. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And I had no idea that Leverage Redemption was a thing until I started watching Leverage. Oh, there's a new show.
I'm not sure how I came across this, to be honest. I can't remember. I think can't remember. It must have been from just something random on the internet. Maybe just looking at IMDb and looking at random stuff, and I was like, "Oh wait, what is this? Something? Is this?" My first thoughts was is this some little web series they had that went alongside the regular show? Because shows do that,
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh no, this is IMDb TV." Ooh, okay, interesting. Is there a way to watch this without ads? Let's go to Amazon Prime. You can watch it through Amazon Prime. Nope, still ads.
Nope, that's where I'm watching it is through Amazon Prime. Nope, yeah. That's where you get it.
There's not even a way. There's not even a way to I guess because there are ads. There's no way to download it to watch offline either. Yeah, because I was trying to load an episode or whatever on my tablet to watch on the way to and from places this week, since I take the bus. So I got time to just do whatever while I'm waiting. And then it's no way to do that. So I watched a few episodes and it's good. The first big baddie that they take down is, what's his name? He's been in stuff. He's one of those people you're like, oh, that guy. There's the link to. That's the actor who plays the big baddie they take down.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's that guy. He's been in like so many things.
I know him. From what? What show?
Oh, he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. But he was like the main dude in one show. It wasn't Dollhouse. I mean, he wasn't Dollhouse, but that's not the show I'm thinking of.
He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like a half a season. He was Franklin and Bash. I remember that. That's a good show.
Maybe I am thinking of Dollhouse.
Maybe. I don't know. He's been in a lot of things where it's like, oh, it's that guy. Whenever I see him, I'm like, hey, it's that guy. It's one of those actors where you're just like, you recognize him from lots of things, you know. Oh, he was in The Purge, the TV series. Ooh. Forgot that was a thing. Yeah. So. Yeah, Leverage. It's still as good as the original. I thought about maybe going back and watching the original, but I'm just like, I don't have the time to go back and watch 5 seasons of that right now. I'll maybe do that. I know I'll just stick with the original or this Redemption. So
yeah, that's the thing I've kind of had on in the background while I was, while I built my new setup, my new tables and all that kind of stuff, and while I was moving everything over, that was kind of what I had on.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's kind of funny. You were watching the original and I'm watching the revival.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. And I was late to Leverage. Like I watched it for the first time like a few years ago. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. So I was able to binge through it, and it's a good show. It's one of those shows that I don't hear a lot of people talk about.
No,
but they should, because it's a pretty good show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, we talked about one of mine, and I guess that went into one of yours. So, what about you? What have you been watching?
I started watching anime again, and I've got one to talk about. It is season 2 of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun.
Okay.
Which season 2's been out, like subbed for a bit and then dubbed recently, and I've just been waiting to, it's one of those where I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for episodes to pile up, and I've got to a point where it's like I haven't watched anime in like so long, and I need to watch something good so it gets me back into, wanting to watch anime again, because I've got like a backlog of anime right now, and I'm like, I'll watch Welcome to Demon School. And that'll definitely get me back in the anime mood. And I feel like it has. It's more of there's a direction season 2 is going, which is kind of interesting. This is the anime where it's like not really an isekai, kind of an isekai. I don't know. It's
I would say
the main character. The main character is a kid named Iruma. Iramakun, and he's got the worst parents. Like they like are lazy and they make him do everything to where like, and he's got a what's it called? He's got a complex where it's like, you know, because they like would beg him to do like stuff for them, and you know, like where he had to like work actual jobs and stuff like that at early ages and whatnot because he didn't want to let them down, and they would like manipulate him. His parents sell him to a demon
Okay.
because, you know, what shitty parents wouldn't sell their kids to a demon? Um, the kicker is though, the demon is like the nicest, most loving, like he calls him his grandson, and he treats him like he's his grandson, and all that, and just like spoils him and everything, and just it's pretty hilarious. And he's got to attend a demon school, you know, school of other demons and whatnot, and kind of has to try to avoid like being found out as a human, because like their schools like fight song, whatever that they sing, you know, like how like private fancy schools have like a song they sing, you know, their song is about eating humans and how they're delicious and all this and that, even though like apparently none of the demon students know what humans actually taste like, because you know humans are like not around. So it's hijinks, you know, typical anime hijinks. The art style, I love the art style. It's bright and colorful, and I've said it before. This anime really gives me a Rosario vampire kind of feel to it.
Sure.
And I started watching, and I powered through like all 5 or 6 episodes like today that are dubbed currently. So he got a ring where his grandpa was able to store like the demon grandpa is able to store like magic and stuff that he can use and whatnot. Because also his demon grandpa is like one of the highest ranking demons like ever, and is at one point in time in the series is like up for becoming the next demon king and whatnot. So he's like super powerful. So he puts like a lot of magic into this ring. And season 2 is like there's some issues happening with the ring. Where certain things are happening, and it's a pretty good anime. It's one of my favorites that it's currently going on right now. I really enjoy it a lot, and I highly recommend people check it out. It's streaming on Verve right now. That's where subbed and dubbed. First season is complete. This is the second season. That's 5 or 6 episodes, I think. Let me see. Is Verve was acting funny before we started. Let's see.
When is Verve never acting funny?
Yeah. Okay, 6 episodes. Yeah, 6 episodes dubbed and 14 subbed. So it looks like it's completed subbed. Just waiting for the dub to finish. But yeah, it's a pretty funny wacky. There's a lot of wacky characters though. There's a couple, like if you're not into animes that have like that one character that's like super wacky, then you may not like it, because there's definitely one character in this who's like outrageously wacky just for the sake of being that wacky character.
Sure.
It's the chick with the green hair in the image you're showing up.
Gotcha.
Like there was a part where she like her and one of the other friends of Irma Kun is like he's they're like trying to defend, and the other guy he pulls out like a demon. He summons like another demon, fire demon thing to fight for him, and then she summons this like creature, and the creature kind of resembles like a canine demon type thing and ends up throwing a ball, and she ends up chasing the ball instead of actually. Yeah, it's one of those silly like dumb things, but it's not too outrageous. And one of the funniest things is their student council president. She has this secret manga, even though she can't read it because it's it's human. It's these sacred tomes of the human world, whatever. And it's found out that that he knows how to read it, and she makes him like read her volumes of this shoujo manga, and it's hilarious. It's pretty good. There's a lot of layers to this anime. Like I said, it's one of my favorites that's currently going on right now. So you said you had some anime. What you been watching anime wise?
I do have some anime. One of them is I'm only a couple episodes in. How a realist hero rebuilds the kingdom. This one is an isekai, straight up isekai.
Okay.
Where there is this, of course, demon lord that's encroaching on populations, and so one kingdom summons a hero because one of the more powerful kingdoms has kind of the one that have kind of taken up the charge to fight the demon lord has asked for support and supplies from all the other kingdoms. And this one really kind of poor kingdom really can't afford to send, the money. So they summon a hero instead. They were going to give him, basically give him off to fight the demon lord. But the hero they summoned was like, no, I don't want to do that. Not at all. So instead, he kind of like, okay, I'm going to figure out a way how to get your country to raise enough money to send over, and he does. And he quickly just starts to rework, the infrastructure and kind of how the kingdom works. And the king just goes, hey, you're really good at this. Why don't you be king? All right. He's king. He's king. He's the king now. And the guy's like, what? No. What? So that's kind of all I've really watched so far is like the hero became king kind of against his will.
Okay.
And
looks like there's only 3 episodes right now.
Yeah, 3 subbed. I've only watched the first 2. And I don't know if it's a harem anime. I really don't. It kind of like, it could be, but I don't know if it is yet.
The categories is romance. So
well, there is definitely a thing going, because like at the same time of being called king, he said, the former king also says, and you're engaged to my daughter, who is the chick in the picture. But like there are other, like he's assembling a council, because like he's planning on leaving at some point and just going, okay,
oh yeah,
I've set this up for you guys. I'm putting this back over to your hands, and I'm going home. And yeah, he's setting up a council, and of course, there's some other chicks on that council, and like, are they gonna be, go anime harem and fall in love with him for no particular reason? I don't know. It could totally happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
It's an anime, so yeah, there's the possibility.
Don't know. But yeah, I've only watched two episodes, so I don't have much about it yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of anime starting to air, or the summer season just started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, I like it.
That's good.
What about you? What else? What other animes have you watched?
That's the only that was the only one. Like I said, I watched I marathon it today as I need to get back in anime because there's so many that I like need to finish, and then there's some that are starting, and yeah, there's the first anime I watched in like a while, like weeks, which is very weird for me, but it's because my go-to like background thing that I've been watching is I've said Critical Role. I've been watching that in the background while
very
I'm doing
good
other
background
things and
very good background
and whatnot. Yeah, so that's kind of replaced the whole anime or other stuff I've been doing. I only have two more things, and they're kind of the big Marvel things. So
okay, so I've got a couple more things then before we get into the Marvel bits. One more anime. I don't think I've talked about this because I watched this a while ago, and I didn't finish it, but I want to. It's called Vivi, Florent Eyes Song. That is it's Vivi, Vivy, Vivi. It is about this android who was built for one purpose, because at the times of androids being built, they can only do one thing before like their processor like starts to overheat and boom. So they can only do one thing. And Vivi can sing. That's what she was built for. She can sing.
okay.
But her android dream is to sing on the main stage at this, I guess, an amusement park that she lives at. I don't know, but she wants to sing on the main stage. Right now, she's just kind of this side alley kind of singer that kind of doesn't really bring in a whole lot of people. And then, kind of one day, she encounters another AI who is from the future. And he came back to try to stop the war that's going to happen in 100 years between the androids and the humans. He's trying to stop it.
Huh. Okay. That's takes a twist.
It does, especially when the AI implants himself in the body of a teddy bear.
I see that. Yeah. Huh. Seems very interesting.
It actually takes place over like a long period of time. Because like oh, it's 100 years from now, and it doesn't take place in like a week or a month. No. Like there's one story arc that happens, and then the next story arc of the next thing to stop happens like 20 years later.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like there's time. There is time jumps in this. And like I said, I've only watched a handful of episodes. Um, I totally forgot about this. I forget which.
I have not heard of this.
It
Maybe.
looks fantastic. Like the animation is really
Yeah.
good.
It looks really good. Yeah. Oh, it's completely out too. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
season. So
Yeah. This was a while ago.
okay, I have to put that on my list.
And it's about halfway done with English. Okay, I'm only on episode 4. Oh wow. Okay. So, but like I said, the animation though is like really good. Like not quite to the level of Violet Evergarden, because I think like it's going to take a while before anybody can surpass like that level of animation. Because I don't know if you've ever seen what Violet Evergarden looks like. Like that's a very good looking anime, and like very like, ooh. Although I found the story kind of boring, that's why I dropped it. Like, oh, I found it's boring. But you look so pretty. I want to watch you because you're pretty, but your story's boring.
That's funny. Yeah, it looks really good. I'll have to put this on my list.
And I think the image I have here is reversed because it's spelled YYVIV. That's not. Nope, it's reversed. That's funny. But yeah, I totally forgot about it until like when I was trying to figure out what I've watched, and I saw that on my what recently watched on Funimation. Like, oh yeah, I want to get back to that because that was really good. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't hear more about it as it was airing because like it looks so good. And like a lot of the animes that look really good, I at least see like TikToks or see like stuff on Reddit or stuff. Like there was like really next to nothing about this one. So but let's see. I've got a movie and then Marvel stuff. Okay. I also watched a movie on Amazon Prime because this is an Amazon original that came out in 2019. And like this, another show. Like nobody really talked about this. I remember seeing commercials for this and thinking like, oh, I want to watch this when this comes out. The Vast of Night, and it was really fucking good. It takes place in like the 50s, I think. Like it's, I don't know. It's not really
Late
given.
1950s.
Yeah, in like this small town in Texas, like, and it's basketball game night and that's like one of those towns where, like the entire town goes to watch the high school basketball game and like nobody's on the streets. Like it's kind of a creepy, like this town is empty. And only a handful of people are not at this basketball game. It's the guy who works at the radio station and the chick who works at the soundboard, because this was back when they had phone operator and switchboards. So she works at that town's switchboard, and it's like her, him, and then a couple old folks who can't get out of their house. That's basically the only people who are not at this game, and they hear this noise, this rumbling kind of electrical noise. They have no idea what it is. And they play it over the radio and like, hey, has anybody heard this noise? You know, we'll give you, you know, a piece of Elvis's carpet. You know, just kind of trying to get somebody to call in to tell them what that noise was. And a guy from the army calls in, like a retired army vet calls in and said, yeah, I heard that noise. Back, the government had me do this top secret thing in the middle of nowhere. I dug a pit, and the next thing I know, this huge ship was in the pit. The next morning, and the government covered with tarps, and it was all hush hush, and it's like it is a very good thriller. Like, it does a great job of just like not a whole lot happens. Like, this is like not an action movie. Like, nothing really happens. This is really just, it's a series of just people telling a couple people telling stories, but they're done in such a good way where like there's not any visuals to it at all. And in fact, the way it's shot, it's odd because it's set up at the very beginning of the movie. It's set up like the knockoff Twilight Zone. Like, you know,
okay,
you're walking through a field and all of a sudden you see something in the sky. What could that be? Well, you find yourself in the paranormal zone. I don't know. I forget what it was actually called, but
the spooky door,
the scary door. You're driving down the road. All of a sudden, the door appears in the middle of the highway. You swerve to miss it. You just narrowly missed the scary door. It's literally one of those, and it's kind of, and it's shown on like this really old like 50s retro TV, like the whole like round TV, like they show on Loki, like those types of TVs. Yeah. And it's like in black and white, you know, scan lines, and it zooms in, goes into color. But every now and then during a bit of the movie, it'll pull back out, and you're watching that screen again in black and white with the scan lines and the edges of the TV, and then it goes right back in for like, I don't know, like it's like, why did you do that? Like, it was odd, but it was like, okay. And like during like some of the parts where somebody just telling a story, like it'll actually just fade to black, but like the audio will keep playing. So like, all you have are the words to listen to. So like there's nothing to watch. You just have to listen to the words of the story. And I think it's done like very well. And nobody talked about it. This was this is something like, why has nobody talked about this?
Yeah, I haven't heard of this. It sounds interesting.
What is? Let's see. I'm curious. I'm like, what other people thought about it. I'm looking.
I mean, according to IMDb, it's won and been nominated for awards and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 97. Oh, I'm sorry. It got a 90. It got a 92. I'm looking at the sidebar.
12 wins, 42 nominations, according to IMDb.
I thought it was very good, and it's definitely worth a watch.
It sounds interesting. Yeah.
But I watched this at like 11 o'clock last night.
No.
And like I said, it's a thriller that think how Signs kind of started out to be, but then they actually showed you shit. Think of how Signs was at the beginning, where it was just like tension, 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 tension. And then this, it built until like the very fucking end. Like they do a much better at the tension of unknown sky people. Let's put it that way. Than like Signs did. But
Interesting.
So yeah, I absolutely recommend The Vast of Night on Amazon.
Okay, I'll have to add that in my list.
Okay, I guess we can get into the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Which do you want to start with first?
Loki.
Loki, of course. So we got the end. We got the last 2 episodes since we last spoke. Last 3 episodes actually.
Yeah, we've kind of right. Spoilers, of course, people. But yeah, Kang.
No, it was not Kang.
It was not Kang? Are you sure?
That was not Kang. Kang is a variant of him, not Kang. That was not Kang.
Oh, come on now. Yeah, okay. Sure. Whatever. I mean, it's still Kang. It's just not the Kang, like, because
that was Loki.
They're all
remained.
Lokis, right?
Well,
yeah.
There was a Screen Junkies interview that Jonathan Majors did.
Yeah.
Where he said that no, Kang is not going to appear in Loki, and he's right. Kang did not.
But he's kind of wrong, because at the end you see the giant statue that is clearly Kang the Conqueror. Was
it though? We don't know. We just see a statue. We don't know what. Like I said, with the variants, this could be anybody.
Yeah, it's really cheeky wording. It's very cheeky wording.
It is cheeky wording, and they're playing to that.
But it's essentially, it's the variant, whatever you want to say, of Kang the Conqueror.
Yes.
So I like him. I liked him. What little we saw of him, I like the way he was acting it. Like,
you could tell he had fun.
He had some fun.
He had fun doing that, and I was like, yeah, he totally had fun playing that character. And you know what? I would too.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very interesting. Yeah, was it they ended up charming the. Well, I guess we didn't even talk about like when they went to when they got pruned and went to the other.
Yeah.
And all the other Lokis and stuff.
Yeah, you had Kid Loki, Boastful Loki, Classic Loki, and Gator Loki. Which, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you had other Lokis too later on.
Yeah, like Loki for
there's
president.
A Loki brawl.
Yeah. Which were all of those Loki? I don't know. That some of them were, but I don't know about all of them.
I think that's what they were supposed to be. Yeah, they were supposed to all be variants, but some of them were very different. Like
there was at least one that we had actually seen before. During
that's why they were all fighting. They thought they were going to be the ones to step in and take charge.
Right. Well, I'm talking about like
the head Loki. It
was like episode like 1 or 2, where like it shows like the different, like a bunch of different variants of Loki, like as a slideshow. One of those variants was actually in that scene. So we'd actually seen one of those variants before. But yeah, I want to go back to that. It was a conversation between Mobius and Classic Loki about Gator Loki. Like, where Mobius is like, I don't remember there being a Gator Loki. Classic Loki says, well, he's green, right? But okay, so is that a Loki then? I don't know.
Oh, and we also got Frog Thor.
Yes, we did.
Got Frog Thor.
Which I didn't catch that it was a frog the first time. Like I
didn't catch it was a frog either.
I rewound it and watched it again. Like, oh no, that is a frog.
Yeah, at first I thought it was just like Thor was trapped.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
And apparently it was Hemsworth voicing for that.
Sure, I can. Yeah,
I saw like I think the director of the show said it was or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, that was great. I love that.
Which we've had, which Frog Thor's been brought up before, like as something that already happened to Thor. I think it was in Ragnarok. Where like he brought up that he was turned into a frog at one point.
I think so, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
And apparently the theory where Kid Loki said that his variation was that he killed Thor. And what people are thinking is that story that Thor told with like the snake and like where Loki jumps on, like, it's me, and then stabs him. People are thinking like that was actually when Loki killed Thor, when Kid Loki killed Thor.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else stuff about Loki. Well, we're getting to season 2.
That was a shock. Yeah.
Which I was like, awesome.
I mean, because it just kind of ended, and you're just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I was like, they can't end there. There's got to be more.
They're gonna tie this into the movies, I guess, because the whole Kang is supposed to be the villain in the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So then my first thoughts was, okay, so is this gonna somehow continue on into that? And then you get the end credit scene, but it's really just it's not really as much of a scene, right? It's just stamping.
It's just Loki will return in season 2.
Yeah. So that was crazy. The question I'm kind of confused about is when Loki gets returned and he finds Mobius and the other chick with the names, the letters and numbers for the name.
I want to say B13. That's not right.
No. But when she when he finds them, and he's like, okay, so which are you? Like, which version? And that whole scene kind of confuses me. Like, is that the Mobius we know, or is that a different Mobius?
No, he is. Loki is on another timeline now.
Yeah,
because before that whole scene, timelines were already starting to branch.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Loki went on to one of those other timelines, and this one just happened to be one where I don't know. I would have to say one where Loki doesn't exist. Because there's no way they don't know the God of Mischief.
Yeah. That's just that's the
Like
thing. I was like, okay.
Loki's too popular, too well known, too famous for them not to know him.
Exactly. Yeah. So that whole scene was just like M. Night Shyamalan twist type thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. That's interesting. And I mean, I say that in a good way, like a good twist.
Yeah. Have you heard about what happened, how it ties into WandaVision?
Oh, it's like it happened simultaneously, right?
If you start both last episode at the same time,
Yeah.
the fight between Wanda and Agatha happens like right when Wanda kind of awakens her Scarlet Witch powers. That exact moment is when you start hearing the storms and like the timeline start to branch behind after he who remains. Like that's when you start hearing the storm and like he's like, I don't know what happens after this.
Oh yeah, and leading up to that, like the fact that he knew, like he's like, I know everything that has happened, like, and he's able to like teleport and move away as soon as Sylvie's trying to like hit him, and all of that stuff was kind of funny.
That's another thing. Like, I don't believe that he reached a point where he didn't know. I mean, he was setting shit up all this time, basically the entire run of the MCU. He's been setting shit up. I think he knew exactly what was going to happen. I think he knew that Sylvie was going to kill him. I think he knew. He planned for it. He set it up.
You think he's the one who set it up, or one of his variants set it up?
I think he did.
Huh. That's interesting. I don't know. It's that last episode though was just a mind fuck, and I want season 2. Like,
yeah,
what's gonna happen? Like,
but we're not gonna get it for a while though, right?
Oh, probably, yeah. I don't even think they've started any kind of production on it. I mean, we didn't know it was even a thing until, the last episode came out. So it's been very under the, hush hush, I'm guessing.
The target date for shooting is January.
Yeah, so maybe end of next year.
Maybe.
Because what is it? They've been shooting the Hawkeye show this year, right? And it's supposed to come out this year. That and the Miss Marvel show, it's come out that those two shows are.
I don't think we're going to get both of those shows.
They just came out that they're supposed to. Yeah.
I don't think we are. I think that's going to be pushed.
I'd rather the Miss Marvel show get pushed versus the Hawkeye show.
I kind of want to watch the Hawkeye show. Hawkeye's first, and then
because there's also reports of Black Widow connection to the Hawkeye show. I don't know if you've seen that stuff, but
well, I mean that was kind of obvious at the end of Black Widow.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah, Loki was great though. Yeah, it was pretty much it wasn't quite what I expected, but I expected it to be premium, like as far as the quality of it.
Yeah,
and I think it delivered there. There was a lot. I expected there to be like us to see more multiversal Lokis and stuff throughout the whole show, and not just like all at like the end.
Kind of, it was kind of all at the end. Yeah. I was expecting more with like vote for Loki stuff,
Yeah.
instead of just the quick scene we got.
It's just the trailer,
Well,
before the
actually,
show
you know what?
released.
I was just the trailer actually had other scenes. Because like there was a scene of the throne of Asgard, as in the Loki style, that we never saw.
Yeah, I've told you they've totally made scenes or put scenes in trailers that aren't in the original products.
Yeah, but I don't think that was. I think that just happened to be something that went on the cutting room floor, not something that they did on purpose, like the Hulk thing.
Oh yeah. I agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not surprised they used deleted scenes for the trailer.
Well, that's not just like a Marvel. That's just not a Marvel thing. That's a industry thing. Like,
yeah, give you a taste of what to expect from the show, but then not really spoil much because some of those scenes aren't actually in.
I don't think
the final product.
Not done on purpose. Whenever it's done, whenever you see a deleted scene in a trailer for anything, because this happens across the entire industry, both TV shows and movies both do this. It's not on purpose. It's just that the trailers are cut before the final product, so they don't know that scene is going to get cut.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. I don't know how all that works. Yeah. But I enjoyed Loki, and I'm going to watch the behind the scenes of this weekend.
I've started it. There was actually kind of a funny thing where Owen Wilson was talking to Tom Hiddleston. Tom did some like Shakespearean kind of a thing, and Owen Wilson asked him like, "Oh, was that Shakespeare?" He said, "Yeah, Hamlet." And Owen Wilson said, "Like, I was just happy I got the Shakespeare part right." And Owen said, "Have you ever played Hamlet?" And he had, of course, because it's Tom Hiddleston. And then Owen said, like, it was probably just a polite thing, the British, like the English politeness. But he also asked, have you ever played in Hamlet? He's like, that's not something anybody's ever asked me. I don't think Ben Stiller's ever wondered, has Owen Wilson ever played in Hamlet?
Yeah. I don't know if it's in this or not, but I saw some article where it was talking about how apparently Tom Hiddleston has a great impression of Owen Wilson.
Oh, Tom Hiddleston he's a really good impressionist. Yeah, I've definitely heard it before. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's definitely like Tom Hiddleston is so good as Loki because he has so much fun with that character.
Mm-hmm.
And it was another article I saw. The headline was like, Tom Hiddleston says he'll play Loki forever. It's like, I believe it. I absolutely believe.
He says that now.
As long as the material is solid.
Yeah.
I imagine, now if this was like DCEU level quality, then probably not, but
yeah,
as long as the material is on Marvel's like on par with the Marvel quality, then yeah, I'm sure he'll do it just because it seems like just a fun character to play. So it's a fun character to watch. So
absolutely.
Alrighty, was it Black Widow time?
Yeah.
First Marvel movie since Endgame? No, Spider-Man.
Right.
Far From Home, right? Yeah.
Yes. Black Widow. Not my favorite. Put that out there right now. Wasn't my favorite.
I mean, I didn't expect this to be my favorite, of course. But for what it was, I enjoyed it.
It wasn't awful.
There was there was some stuff they did that I wasn't a huge fan of. Like the Taskmaster.
Like Taskmaster. I also was not a fan of what they did to Taskmaster. I don't mind Taskmaster being a female, but being a robot, I wasn't okay with that.
Well, she wasn't a robot. She had
you know what I mean though. You know what I mean though.
Yeah.
She was a cyborg, and I was not a fan of that.
I do love. I've been waiting to bring this up that I'm sure I haven't watched any of the like Easter eggs for actually anything really. Like I've watched a couple for the Loki, like first couple episodes, but that's about it. I haven't watched anything on Black Widow, but something that I was thinking about, when you have Red Guardian talking about fighting Captain America.
Was he talking about Bradley?
You're like, what was he? I think so.
I think so.
But
I think he would know if he was fighting a black man. Just saying.
Sure, but he could have omitted that and just been like, yeah, I fought Captain America, not the Captain America, but a Captain, that just seems like the type of, type that doesn't seem too far-fetched from how Red Guardian's character is.
I don't know.
It makes sense.
Only thing I can think of
fits.
And this doesn't make sense at all. And it's wrong. I know it is. But we just got done with Loki. Loki dealt with alternate timelines. This could be the alternate timeline where Steve stayed with Peggy and he fought Old Cap.
I don't know. I like the idea of it being Isaiah Bradley. Yeah.
That was my first thought when he said that he fought Captain America. I'm like, he fought Bradley then. But
wasn't my first thought. My first thought was like the same with the other dude in the jail who was like, he was frozen during that time. And it was later on that I was just thinking about Black Widow, and I'm just like, oh, and it just clicked for me. Like,
was that the guy whose hand he broke? By the way, the body stuff in this movie, like, no, I can deal with like limbs being cut off.
That hand thing was the worst. Oh my god.
Well, there's a hand, and earlier in the movie was the leg of the one chick. That was like, no. I can deal with
it's not out
like being like arms being severed and stuff like that, but like that right there, the arm being broken, and you see,
oh god,
like it bending in places it shouldn't be. Like, no.
Especially from this big hulking dude. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. There's a video that I watched on the internet. It will haunt me to this day. And while I would never arm wrestle, I saw a dude arm get broken.
I've heard
arm
stories.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Oof.
Like you see this big old beefy dude, all of a sudden his arm twists like right here. Like, no. And that's why I would never arm wrestle again. Because I was like, that's just in my head, and it will never leave.
Yeah. I actually liked was it Florence? How do you say her last name? Pugh,
I think.
Pugh, yeah.
She was great.
As Yelena, yeah. Like I didn't expect to like her as much as I did.
Well,
but I really liked her.
Apparently, people liked her a lot better than Scarlett Johansson. Like people are calling this like, the Florence Pugh movie, not the Scarlett Johansson movie.
I don't know about that. I like ScarJo. I'm a fan of her. I liked her in this, but I do like the whole comedy aspect that Florence Pugh like brought to it. She brought a lot of comedy that I didn't expect.
Well, apparently that her making fun of the pose was actually improv.
Was that the real life?
Yeah,
improv. Because she was talking to the
from a
stunt
conversation
people.
they had in real life.
Yeah, that was great. Like, and then when she does it in the movie,
yeah,
she's like, "Oh, I feel so gross." It's just great. Oh, and the vest. I love the vest. Like, oh, it's so good.
Never caught, but like that. If you in oh shit, what's the movie? What's the movie she's in next? Is it Infinity War? Shit,
What do you mean? The movie
that takes place right after
Black
this.
Widow's in next?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Infinity War.
She's wearing that vest.
Is she? That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, I've now seen clips of her in Infinity War, and she is wearing that vest.
Yeah, I saw Kevin Feige said like, yeah, the vest was like thought of long ago. Like, it was one of the first things about this that they decided to, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. I don't know. I like this movie. It was enjoyable. I feel like it's a few years. Maybe they should have done this years ago.
Yes, they should.
Given Black Widow her own movie.
They should have done this at the time.
Yeah.
Instead of after the fact, they should have done this when it happened.
But it was still a nice, like, kind of, a nice closing point for the character, I guess, unless they bring her back somehow.
There's an alternate ending. You know that the scene where Yolana whistles at her grave? There's an alternate ending where somebody whistles back.
I was excited. I was waiting for a whistle back.
I was waiting for it too.
I was waiting.
That is an alternate ending.
I was waiting for it to like fade to black and then hear a whistle.
That's exactly what I expected too.
So yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Multiverse stuff, shenanigans is starting to happen.
And who knows what happens when you return the Soul Stone?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? It's
also, can we
crazy,
please see that scene? We so want to see that scene of Steve returning that Soul Stone.
Oh, give us a mini series of Tim returning them all. Like, oh, something. Yeah. But that scene. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was, I didn't expect this to be one of my favorites, but I would not say this is I wouldn't say this was one of my least favorites by any means. I put this maybe somewhere in the middle.
I'm seeing some weird things about like Marvel is blaming DC or Disney for the low box office numbers. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is one of the higher grossing movies that Marvel has put out. We're talking about low numbers.
Well, it's one of the highest gross. It had the biggest opening weekend since Star Wars, whatever, back in December of 2019, right before the pandemic hit. So those numbers are kind of that wording is kind of skewed, but Marvel is I think Kevin Feige, Marvel is upset because there's the $30 option on Premiere,
which is what I used.
Yeah, see, I went and saw it in theaters and got snacks and stuff just for, I was like, I'm going to pay $30. I'm going to get some snacks and watch this,
The people I usually go to see with, to see these Marvel movies, my sisters, my mom, one of my sisters had homework because, hey, she's studying to be a doctor. So she has a lot of homework. And my mom has been kind of in and out of the hospital a lot lately. So she didn't want to go out. Like, okay, we'll spend the $30 and we'll watch it. So the first half of the movie, I had a dog yipping at me, bugging, getting in my
So
face.
you watched it as a group,
Yeah,
with the $30. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like that makes sense that way, But if it like for me, just me alone, yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to spend $30 when I can go see it. And
yeah.
I
But
get you there.
can we please? This is to the movie, to all movies. Please, please, please level your goddamn movies. Because the entire time I had the remote in hand. Talking scene, volume up, 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 up. Action scene, volume down, 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 down. Talking scene, volume up, 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 up. Can we please, please fix that for home viewing? That is the most annoying thing about watching movies at home.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I got the surround sound speaker, so I can adjust that stuff as need be. But yeah, I guess.
But you're going. But
home viewing.
Also, I've got neighbors here, and here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So like I'm
for just typical sound mix. Yeah, I that's a lot of people's complaints, especially with we talked about with Tenet, like Christopher Nolan has some of the worst sound mixes in his movies.
Yeah.
Like, so I get you there. Yeah.
It's really freaking annoying.
Oh, it wasn't. It's not a Black Widow movie, or it's not a Black Widow appearance without the "Hey, look, surprise!" special face disguise.
Yeah, and when that happened, like right before it happened, when I don't know what's her name? What was her the mom, the fake mom?
Oh God, yeah, she's got a.
Can't even think of the actress's name.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah. When her character like first kind of appeared as like the Black Widow agents were closing in, I'm like, did she always have red hair? I don't remember. And then I completely forgot about it the next scene where we saw her, because she did not have red hair.
Yeah.
But she did for a minute in that scene. Which I'm like, that's a good like detail. Because you see her in like the wrong colored hair, because that's what actually Scarlett Johansson that's what happens like Black Widow's hair is, because that's who she actually is. Before she put the wig on.
I gotta say, one of the things that I was kind of like, really? As far as like just the secret hidden floating Russian sky base was kind of a like, what?
Was it floating, or was it just at the top of a really tall tower?
I think it was floating, because they took down one. They made it. They said, "Oh, took down the main engine."
Well, that was keeping it up, but I think there was like a spire that went down to the ground.
Really? It seemed like it was flying or floating or whatever.
Well, I mean, that's the whole reason. That's what was keeping it up. But the thing that was keeping it like stationary was like there was just big old tower. At least that's what I saw. Yeah. I could have seen it wrong, but I could have sworn that there was a tower to the ground.
Huh. I'll have to wait to.
And it was like anything that would hold the thing. Like it looked like radio tower scaffolding. Like that's what it looked like. Like just that to the ground.
Yeah. Huh. But the fact that big giant thing was like, oh, no one knows, it's a secret. No one, whatever. It just was kind of a like one of the few moments in the movie where it's like hard to, like accept that this is a thing that's happening. And
pretty
the Marvel
sure
Universe.
Shield probably knew about it and didn't tell her. Because there's no way Shield didn't know.
Then again, if you go to like Agents of Shield, like Shield is in like just torn to pieces and rubble, and it's struggling so much that who knows? But
Agents of Shield is no longer canon. That's been verified. That's no longer canon.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Shield like really at all much in the MCU since Winter Soldier.
No.
Anyways, so who knows? But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to, I'll watch it again when it comes to regular Disney Plus, and I'll watch the deleted scenes and all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to that stuff. I thought for the most part it was good. I definitely would put in probably in the middle if I had to make a list. Definitely feel like it's better than like Thor Dark World and
it is, but I mean it's still, I don't know, I still don't think it was great.
Like I said, but my main issue is that it's like 6 years too late.
Yeah.
Like the movie would have impacted a lot better if this took place like when it was supposed to.
Well, this movie was also supposed to come out last year.
That's true.
Before Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because of that, I thought that the Valentina Allegra de Fontaine stuff was going to be more impactful in this.
It was a bit confusing. Like this was supposed to come out before.
Yeah.
Like, imagine us watching this before.
It was like,
But then again, it would have come out and then we would have seen all the YouTubers analyzing and telling us who she is and the impact of it and all this and that. So
the exact same thing we got when it happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
But the big reveal was not really her, but the fact that she's telling Yelena that it's Clint Barton, Hawkeye, is responsible for.
How did she know that?
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
how does she know that? Because only one person, only one person really knows. Well, I guess all of the Avengers know, but I mean, nobody knows what happened on Vormir except for him and the Avengers. Who told?
Yeah, that's true. Who knows? Yeah. That's the unless it's just like, I don't know, unless it's just a fake to try to get her to attack Hawkeye,
It's a pretty good fake because she got it right.
Yeah, it's a coincidence. Well, I mean, he's not really responsible, technically. Like, he was trying to sacrifice himself, but yeah.
But yeah. And it definitely seems like they're setting up the Dark Avengers.
Oh, definitely.
With US agents. I don't know, like, does she have another name other than Black Widow?
I mean, I don't know. Technically, she's a Black Widow though, because she's part of the Red Room.
Yeah, and I know that she was actually Black Widow like for the Avengers for a while, but I don't. Let's see, U.S. agent, her probably Zemos is going to be in there.
I'd be surprised. That'd be interesting if Zemo is.
Hammer Um, he has
God, if
he has been confirmed to be in
Armored Wars.
Armor Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's going to be like a kind of an Iron Patriot kind of a thing. But we've already done Iron Patriot though. So
Yeah. But who knows, then God, could Abomination be back? Because he's in Shang-Chi.
He's in Shang-Chi. So yeah, probably.
Yeah. It could be pretty cool. Like, if you think about it, yeah.
And could be please, I don't know, maybe William Hurt could be Red Hulk and just kind of make this the Thunderbolts.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, are they going to do the Thunderbolts as well as the Dark Avengers?
I think they're going to combine them because I think that'd be too confusing to do both. I think they will.
They got a lot of stuff going on in the MCU.
I think there's a lot of things. This is how it should work. They should all be working under Thunderbolt Ross, and they would be called the Thunderbolts.
Well, yeah, but that's a different team than the Dark Avengers. Yeah,
but I think we're gonna get the team that they're kind of setting up with Abomination, Black Widow, U.S. Agent. They're going to set the Dark Avengers, but call them the Thunderbolts, working under Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, but then there would there be Red Hulk though? If there's like Abomination,
that's just me. I want the Red Hulk.
I want Red Hulk too. Trust me. Yeah,
I want Red Hulk. That's why I threw that out there. I want Red Hulk.
Oh yeah, Red Hulk. Yeah, and there's also rumors of them forming the Young Avengers too, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of potential stuff in the Marvel universe going on,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited though. We got Marvel back, and just we got What If in next month in August. We got What If. We got Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, and then was it Hawkeye? According to them. And
I just had a thought. If this is Comic-Con weekend, you think we're going to get a Spider-Man trailer?
I don't know. I don't think Marvel's at San Diego.
Was my first thought. Is Marvel at San Diego?
I think I saw like a week or two ago that them and DC aren't. I could be wrong about the DC, but I think Marvel definitely isn't. Marvel SDCC. Yeah, 4 days ago, Screen Rant. Why Marvel and DC are skipping SDCC 2021.
Darn.
Yeah.
Because we still need a fucking trailer for Spider-Man.
Yeah, really. Like if it's coming out in December.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
Hell, we got a Black Widow trailer a year before it came out.
I mean, we already have the Eternals trailer.
Yeah. We have an Eternals trailer. We have a Shang-Chi trailer. We have a couple Shang-Chi trailers. Nothing for, anything for any of the shows past What If, and we're missing Spider-Man.
Yeah, which was Wong is going to be in Eternals, which I didn't know that was until I saw the trailer at watching Black Widow.
Is he in it? I that's not one I've seen. I've seen that then.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw the actual trailer. I think I saw like the teaser thing or whatever for the Eternals something when they released like that big collaboration of like stuff months back. But yeah, I think he's in the Eternals. because there's a scene where they're all like sitting at a table or whatever,
No, yeah.
and they're like they're like, oh, so with Steve Rogers, with Captain Rogers gone, or you know, left the timeline, and Tony Stark gone, who's going to lead the Avengers? And one of the characters is like, I could lead the Avengers, and they all laugh or whatever. And yeah, so they're aware of the Avengers, the Eternals.
Oh, yeah. And there's Wong right there.
Yeah. I forgot who all is in this until I looked it up recently. There's a crazy cast. Like,
There's a lot of people.
I forgot Kit Harington's in it. Like,
yeah, you got a couple Game of Thrones people in this.
Yeah, until I saw like the Emilia Clarke, like, oh, she confirms, who she's gonna be in Secret Invasion or whatever. And that article was like, oh, there's already a few Game of Thrones people in the MCU with, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay, wow, I forgot about that. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to. I don't have much expectation of the Eternals, so I'm looking forward to being surprised because I don't know anything about the Eternals.
Thanos was one.
Yeah. But yeah, don't know much. But yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Unless you got anything else, Stuart.
Nope, I got nothing else.
Okay.
There is a movie series I've been watching. I said this last time, but I've yet to finish it. Because I've gotten to
Gotcha.
I've gotten to the point where like, this movie's not that great. It's taking me a while to get through the damn movie. It's not that good.
Oh, okay. I'm curious now.
It's a movie theater. It's a movie series that has way more movies in it than you think.
Okay. Interesting.
I say way. There's a couple more. And a TV series, which I don't believe. But
okay. Hopefully next time we'll know what you're talking about. But in the meantime, be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I am at willplaygames_. And we will catch you next time.
and remember, no animals are harmed making this podcast.